Good morning, everybody. I'm Kimberly from Penang Green Council, your host today. You are now joining a live stream with us. It's Sembang episode 6, Voice of the Young Environmental Leaders. So it's also our last Sembang session of the throughout the whole session. So it's our last Sembang session. So before we start, let's do a round of sound check. So if you can hear me, can you please type in the comment, just like how my colleague did. Just type it in the comments, say that you are with us right now. You can hear my beautiful voice. Yeah, I know some of you are already with us right now. Can you give me some signs? Oh, we have one viewer, HC PGC, saying hello. Hi, Hui morning. Yeah, all right. So while waiting for more people to actually pour in and also type in their comments, feel free, to let your comments flow in from time to time, yeah? So let me just do a very quick brief through. Okay, most importantly, first help us to like our Facebook page and Instagram. If you haven't do so, Penang Green Council, just type it in, then you can find us on Facebook and Instagram as well. So, and lastly, also help us to share out this live stream so that more people can be benefited from this session, because we have amazing people coming to share with more about their experience, what they do in school. Oh, there is just review who will be sharing later. So anyway, yeah, share it out so that more people can join us on this live stream later. Okay, just a brief introduction about our organization. Hi Carmen, hi Atika, hi Noraza. Yeah, so just a brief introduction about our organization. Penang Green Council, it's a government-linked company which is started in 2011 by our Penang State government to enable, empower, and enrich all stakeholders to practice sustainable development that protects our environment as well as quality of life. So usually we will share our new program, new activity on our social media, like I mentioned, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube as well as website. So if you are keen to find out more, of course, most importantly, do follow us and like us, yeah? And don't worry about the new programs later. I will be sharing at the end of the session. But if you are so eager to find out right now, so you can straight away find us on Facebook and Instagram. Okay? So yeah, as you can see on the crawler as well, it shows that. And of course, I've seen some familiar names here and some new people. Probably I have not seen you previously in the previous Sembang. Hi, Asian Yen. If I pronounce your name wrongly, I'm so sorry. But yeah, hi. Thank you for joining us early morning. Okay. So for those of you who have not joined us previously for the Sembang session, let me just give you a brief introduction about what is Sembang. Sembang is basically a new series of borderless learning space. I won't say new series, but it's a series of borderless learning space that we started since MCO, where we conduct people interview with our guest speaker to discuss about a specific topic, environmental topic and scope in a casual mode, okay, as casual as we can. And so we hope to actually learn something from our guests as well as doing this casual sembanging. So I hope you guys enjoy and feel free to join us as we sembang, yeah? So type in your comment. We'll let your comment pop out so that we can interact with you as well, okay? And today, as I mentioned, today is our last Sembang session, right? And we think that it will be meaningful to actually have our youth as our last guest, as youth to me, it symbolizes the future, okay? So let me explain why did I say that. Hi, Yichen. Yeah, according to the latest United Nations estimation of the world population, in 2019, youth actually occupies 1.2 billion people. And despite that, youth only contributing to 15% of our world population, the future lies 100% within them. And I couldn't agree more to this statement. And so that's why our topic for today's session, we would like to end with our youth. That's why we choose this topic, voice of our young environmental leaders. And from climate change, deforestation, loss of biodiversity, pollution, I mean, you name it, environmental challenges are plentiful. And we strongly believe that our youth deserve a say in all this environmental uh, management or how they are going to live in the future that they want. Okay. Hi, Asha. Yes. So, of course, to have that, first we have to give them the awareness. And we have to give them the awareness, aware them on the key issue, what's happening out there, and how to actually get involved and let their voice be heard. Okay. As a crucial stakeholder, this youth and these young people can actually provide a valuable perspective on how they can actually make a paradigm shift in the way we manage our environment. Okay, so having said that, today we are so lucky that we managed to invite two guests with a lot of experience as well as they have been very active in the school in actually involving in this environmental activity. So we are so glad to have them with us, despite that now it's a schooling time, yet they are willing to, spend this time with us. So, yep, and we'll be starting our live session soon. Again, for those of you who just joined us, under the topic of voice of young environmental leaders. So, if you have any questions throughout the whole session, okay, don't worry, don't hold back. Type it in the comment. We will help you to address it later. Okay, and since it's about time, let us welcome our two young eco warriors. First, let me welcome Siti Izzaty, binti Izauddin from SMK Convent Pulau Tikus. So let us welcome Siti Izzaty. Woo! Say hi to our viewer.
Hi.
Hi, Siti Izzaty. I'll just call you Izzaty, yeah? All right. Next, we would like to welcome another guest, Chuang Shan Nee from SMK Berapit. Woo! Where will it appear for that? Woo!
Hi, everyone.
Okay. Oh, I can recognize this. No worry, no worry. It's a good time. Means that it's break time, right? We're going to have already went past the recess time already, right? Okay. So usually when I heard the bell ring, it means it's recess time. So I feel happy. But no worry. Okay, that shows that they are actually doing the live stream with us from school. So yeah, all right. Perhaps just for our viewer understanding, SMK Convent Pulau Tikus as well as SMK Berapit are actually our Green School Awards winner in 2019. And Izzaty and Shani, I believe our viewer are as excited as I am to hear and learn more from you guys on how you actually started this involving and contributing to your environment, your school environmental activity. So perhaps could you briefly introduce yourself as well as the activity that you did in your school? Perhaps can we start with Izzaty first?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Siti Izzaty binti Izauddin. I am 16 years old and I am from SMK Convent Pulau Tikus. I am the project manager for Eco School program. Eco School is an international program of the Foundation for Environmental Education that aims to empower students to be the change our sustainable world needs by engaging them in fun, action-oriented, and socially responsible learning. And now we are in the process to apply for the Green Flag Award.
Mm, yep. Actually, SMK Convent Pulau Tikus, they did have set up a booth in Komta Level 3. So with all the programs that they did, they are showcasing now in Komta today. So if you want to learn more, do visit them at the booth later. Yeah, can we have Shani to share with us more about you, yourself, as well as the activity you involve in school?
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Shani and from SMK Berapit, as you know, and I'm 17 this year. And yeah, sadly, SPM is coming soon. All right. Actually, start to join Green Club since last year when I was in Form 4. So I'm one of the presenters in my group and in my club, and I joined most of the competitions and fairs
So, as we know, from school, a lot of doesn't mean from school, but from everywhere. Usually, we'll have connection problems. So, same goes to Shani. Don't worry. Perhaps I believe she will join us soon again. Yeah. So as you can see, actually, Izzaty is 16 years old and Shani is 17 years old. So they are 1 year apart. But yet at this time, I was thinking, what am I doing when I was in their age? But I couldn't recall anything like what they are doing right now. Probably I was just focusing on my academic and doing my stuff, right? But to see that their involvement in school and doing environmental project actually amazed me. How I wish I had the opportunity, or I had the opportunity, but how I wish I actually know the importance and involved last time. But anyway, Izzaty, while waiting for Shani, perhaps would you mind sharing with us, like right now, do you see any changes after MCO in your school? How, like, do you still get to involve in your school activity, environmental activity after MCO period? What's the challenge?
After MCO, we are still active in doing all the projects, but we can't do in a group. So we just in a pair or once by one. But it's fun actually. After MCO, when I came back to school, I can see the progress of our plants.
Yeah,
It's grow bigger. So yeah, I'm so
I
excited for that.
see. Because once you already have the foundation, a strong foundation, actually, it doesn't matter how much you actually maintain them. It doesn't really need more effort. It will grow by itself. That's something I like about plants. Yeah,
True,
and
true.
the most happiest moment is that we can actually harvest what we sow earlier on. So yeah, to me, it's something rewarding lah that keeps you. Is that something also keeps you like wanting to go back to school as well? Do
Yeah,
you have?
because I live in a flat, so it's quite impossible for me to plant or grow fruits, right? But when I came to school, I got the opportunity to do that. So yeah, I'm
I
always excited to come to school every day.
I see. So perhaps would you mind to share with us more? What makes you interested in this environmental issue?
I am interested in environmental issue because I'm a person who love nature. I really like to see beautiful scenery. For example, the scenery by the beach, mountain peaks, and so on. So when I realized that there are environmental issues such as water and air pollution, deforestation, illegal logging, and solid waste management problem, which will destroy all these beauties. Not only that, it will also have a huge impact on humans as well as the extinction of flora and fauna. So I think I have the right to do something to overcome it because if this continue, it will affect our life and the future generation. Like for example, we need plants and trees to survive because they provide oxygen, food, water, and medicine for everyone all over the globe. But if deforestation continue at the rate it's occurring, we won't have much of the valuable forestry left. With natural wildfire, illegal logging, and the mass amount of timber being harvested for commercial use, I think our forests are decreasing at an alarming rate. As well as reducing our supply of oxygen, the loss of forests is contributing around 15% of our greenhouse gas emission. Not only that, it will also have a huge impact on climate change, desertification, soil erosion, fewer crops, flooding, and a host of problems for indigenous people. So even though I'm just a 16 years old teenager, but I have the awareness and a sense of responsibility to restore our earth, which is getting worse by the day with this environmental problem. After all, I think this is indeed our responsibility as humans need the environment to survive. We won't be able continue living if our environment is being destroyed. So what I can say, this is not the matter of interest or not, but it is the matter of our responsibility as human beings living on this planet.
Wow, that's that's very the perspective you are seeing is actually like from a global perspective. I'm just curious, how do you actually learn that by googling yourself or perhaps through the science lesson that your teacher shared with you, or as you involve in your activity, you get to learn more all this?
Actually, the most of knowledge and the exposure on this matter I gained in school. So, because our school always hold many activities and projects, so that my friend and I can learn and understand things related to environmental problem. With the all the program and the project, we do some research, googling, and the teacher is telling us about all these things. So yeah.
Oh my God. I think it's really good that you guys are actually seeing this, and yeah, it's a more if you can see from a more holistic perspective, then you will be able to get a better view on how you actually can come in and whichever part that you can contribute from your end. Yes, just like our viewer, IT said, we need more of you guys. Correct. I agree with what she said. And hi, Shani, welcome back. Can you give us some hello and some praise? Yeah, don't worry, it happens in all our Sembang sessions. But good to have you back. Perhaps would you mind to share with us more, like continue what you have sharing with us just now? Just a introduction about yourself. I believe you introduced halfway.
Oh yeah, I've done my introduction.
Oh, really? Okay. Is there anything that you like to add on from your end? Like you want to tell the viewer more about yourself?
I don't know. What do you want me to tell?
Perhaps can you share? Previously, I think Izzaty shared about what makes her make her interested in this environmental issue. Perhaps would you like to share more from your end? What makes you find interesting or like become interested in this environmental issue?
I actually started by joining an agrotech workshop held by PSC, and I learned basic aquaponics and fertigation at first. And then I joined a school green club because I want to learn about fertigation and as well as waste management. And by then, I actually learned quite smoothly because our school has around 10 years of experience in this field. And so it has changed my perception towards the environmental issues because I always think that it is not my responsibility to take care of the environment because well I live in a very happy life. And yeah, this is the picture of my project last year. And I'm aforementioned, I'm one of the presenter in my club. And so when I'm going to present something, of course I learn on discover more about it so that people can understand what am I trying to say. And all I can think about is that alone we can do so little and together we can do so much. So we don't do things alone. Mostly we are moving together in a team, and my team is really passionate about the environment. And so what keeps me into the environmental issue is that the competitions and workshops that we held in my school, and we are actually trying so hard to to draw teens attention towards the environmental issues. And I can see that a lot of people are actually making efforts to overcome the issues, and I can see that it is really not impossible to make a change. So, as one of our objectives is to raise the awareness of teens towards the environmental issues, so we ought to be really creative and innovative in order to for our activities to be interesting. And I can say that we are improving, although it might seem a little bit slow, but anyway, we are making our slow progress. And so I believe that if today we are only able to teach 4 students, and one day in the future they will become 4 families, and eventually there'll be more. And this is what we call the ripple effect. And so it is so important to get more peers involved in these environmental issues so that we can make a change. Yeah.
Oh, I like the way you say like even though today it's only 4 people, but after that you can actually impact 4 families. That's what I like about it. Yep, I could. Yep, I agree with what you say. And just like what Izzaty just now shared, I believe you guys with the influence of your school's activity as well as your teacher, you are able to see environmental issue in a bigger scale, and from a global perspective, that's something good. That's something that, yeah, we hope more teens or more of your friends are able to share the same view that you see, eventually involved in it. Yeah. So having said that, like what you have seen in from the global perspective about environmental issues, I'm just curious, like throughout the activity that you have in school, what are the kind of activity that you find most engaging that you participated in? Can you give us one example, perhaps? Perhaps Izzaty, would you like to share on this part first?
Okay, there are some interesting programs that I have participated in when I was in primary school. I participated in the Tinkering by E&O program. I got a lot of knowledge about planting and also about recycling. I also given the opportunity to teach adults the easy way to grow plants at home. But at that time, I was still in primary school, so I did not understand the importance of learning all those things. But when I entered high school, I just realized the importance of all those things because our school does a lot of activities related to the environment. Since our school is organizing a competition to collect recyclable material, I'm very excited to participate in. Um, Recycling is a lot of fun for me because we not only collect materials, but we can also increase our creativity level. As you can see right now, this one we use old tires, and for the first picture, as you can see, the flower pots, we only use plastic water bottle and the CDs. So it's just a simple thing. You just need to cut the plastic bottle according to the size that you want and just attach the CD at the bottom of the bottle to make it stabilize. So it's just simple that you can decorate it according to your creativity. Like in this picture, we just paint it and make a curl on top of that. And the next page, the next picture, next to it is we use old tires. We get all the tires from our teacher's friend who owns a motorcycle repairing workshop. And then we just paint it and it's done. So for me, recycling and upcycling programs are the most engaging activities. We can do a lot of things with that.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want to go to school when you know that every day when you go to school, you can see all your creation lying on the ground and welcoming you back to the school, right? So, yeah, I mean, it's beautiful, it's nice, you know. How about Shani? Which activity that you find most engaging? Oh, remember to unmute yourself. Oh,
I'm sorry. I actually participated in an eco camp organized by SJKC Union in the beginning of this year. PGC was also one of the co-organizer for that camp. Yeah, you remember, right?
yeah, I remember. I mean, it was a
Yeah, the
very
reason
nice.
is very simple. It's because I'm able to meet a lot of people who are also passionate as me, and we are all interested in environmental issues. And so, actually, by the time I want to join this camp, right, I was very curious, like, how are they going to make it work? Like, there are two different age group, secondary schools and primary schools. How are they going to mix them together? And if it's suitable for primary school, won't it be too boring and simple for secondary school? But if it's suitable for secondary school, what would it be like? Is it be easy enough for primary school to understand? But it really changed my perception. It really shocked me a lot because as when I get there, I can see a lot of people. I mean, we are really passionate about it and we are willing to learn, willing to share. So what can I see from the students there is that primary school students, they are willing to ask, willing to learn, and try to understand. And for secondary school students, we are sharing amongst our age group, and we are try to share our ideas or initiative on what we are doing in our respective schools. So we actually learn a lot from exchanging experience, and of course for the teacher as well, because we also talk when it's tea time and all that. Yeah, and so it is very, how to say, interesting activity because we are able to carry out like such. This is the presentation that I share about what our school is doing, and of course we listen to others. And the other one is we are teaching them how to reuse that old clothes, and so that it becomes something useful. And so it's kind of like we try to bring out what we do in our school to others, and as well as we learn. And so I hope that there'll be more this kind of activities in the future, so that more students have the opportunity to participate in, not only for us who are already involved in Green Club, but for all the students who would like to know about it and to raise their awareness. And eventually, just like what Kim has shared in the beginning of the session, teenagers are the future, so that they are going to change the thing.
Agree. The power is in them. Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been to the camp, and it's a very creative camp in the sense that actually they encourage, instead of your school do your own thing, but now we can have different school coming in to actually exchange ideas, like what you have done in your school. Maybe this is what we can carry out in our school, and that's where we learn and get more ideas and work together. If you don't have these resources, perhaps we can come in and chip in. So yes, I mean, together we can definitely go further. And I mean, it's good that we actually this eco camp actually came into life and managed to actually inspire more youth to carry on your mission, environmental mission, okay, in your school. And now you are not alone. There are more people with you who is so passionate. Yeah. So I believe SMK Convent Pulau Tikus also participated in this eco camp as well. It's just that I'm not sure, Izzaty, you were there that time? No. Yeah, probably.
So sad.
No worry, no worry. I believe this is not going to be organized once, but probably they have more to come. Yeah. So having said that, do you think through this camps or activity, did your friends or peers actually understand global environmental issues such as climate change as well as you did? Perhaps Shani, you would like to share on this part. How do you find your people, your friends around you? Do they understand that?
So for this question, I can surely say that is a clear yes, because all right, I'll give a few examples on why would I say so. First thing, I would like to start from our school's efforts on raising the awareness of and educating as well. Firstly, we switch off our light after 8:30 around that, because by that time sunlight is bright enough to provide sufficient brightness. And yeah, but we don't force them, because sometimes when it's raining or something, it can get dark, so we can open that. It's not a fixed rule, but it's we encourage them to do so. And next up, we normally don't on fan before 8:30, because it's quite cold sometimes when but sometimes we on 2 or 3 when it's needed. Of course, we don't make our students suffer there. Yeah.
Fan themselves at the end.
Yeah, as one of the culture in SMK Berapit is that all of the students will bring our own containers, be it the food containers or water bottles daily, because we don't want to use a lot of plastics, and we don't want to, keep on buying mineral waters and throw it away. It's very, it creates a lot of trash. And so we also install water dispenser for our students to install water, as well as especially when it's canteen days or any ceremonies when we need to eat something. Yeah, it can really create a lot of rubbish by having a lot of plastic or paper plates. And so we bring our own food containers. This is one of the culture that we have made throughout the years. And for information, the theme for my school's green program this year is combat climate change. So we have our principal has also invited representative from PGC to give a talk. I think it's Kim, right? You came for the talk.
Me? Oh, I was just wondering how come the background looks so pretty. Oh, I think it was me. Not sure.
Staff praise is a disgrace. All right. Next thing, our program is also we have another program which is Satu Murai Satu Pokok, and which we got all of our students, we plant a tree. anywhere they like, be it a garden or in class. We use plastic bottles to plant as in classrooms, so that we can see that our students are actually taking good care of them, like they carry it out to sunlight daily and then water them. So this is also one of the initiatives that they have to cultivate their responsibilities towards the environment. And yeah, they really like to come to school because every day we can see our plants grow well, right? Yeah. And next thing is that we also celebrate Earth Day annually. Of course, this year was a special year, but our teacher do remind us on this day as us to light up a candle, right? And despite all of these efforts, we actually environmental issue is involved in our syllabus. So I can't deny that all of the teenagers, all of the children are really aware of these issues. So the point now is that after all of us are aware of these issues, are we willing to make a change? Are we willing to do something about it? Are we willing to turn our awareness and love into an action instead of just keep on saying, yeah, the weather is really hot and how can we do about it? Yeah. And I think that's all about the question. I mean, all we have to do is to start our first step to make a change, or else we are just going to suffer in the future, and then our next generation will continue with this. We don't want them to breathe in oxygen tank, right? We want them to live happily, naturally, and healthy. Yeah, I think that's the only question.
Thank you, Shani. Hello, now we have 22 viewers here. The question is actually posted to you guys. Are you guys ready to be the change? Right now, Shani is asking you guys. Don't just say complain about the weather, it's hot and there's nothing we can do about it. No, you can do. If they can do, you can do. Okay? So yeah, that's even for those other viewers who view other than other than that. Okay, other than this time. Okay. So all right. How about you, Izzaty? For this one, do you see any of your peers or friends actually understand and as passionate as you?
I actually have a different perspective from Shani. For me, I guess not. Maybe they only understand in general. They only know that climate change will only have an impact on weather or raising the average temperature. They do not know that the change in temperature will have other effects, such as ice at the poles begin to melt and increase sea level, thus causing some small islands to sink and erode the mainland surface, and also leave an impact on wind flow, which will lead to the formation of more storm hurricanes as well as monsoon rains that are worse than usual. So I think they understand this in general only because we study in geography, right? Yet I think they still need to have more exposure so that they really understand this problem and awaken them to do something in order to prevent this problem. This is because climate change affects every corner of our planet, from the poles to the tropic, from the mountains to the oceans. People and nature worldwide are already feeling the effect. Water supplies are shrinking, extreme weather events increase in frequency and intensity, forest burning and coral reef dying. As we can see, governments, companies, cities, and communities are coming together to act. We can still escape from the worst climate change effect and build a safer future for all. But we need to do more and faster. Most importantly, we need to step up effort to switch from using fossil fuels to the renewable energy. And we need to help people and nature to adapt the inevitable change ahead. So I think this teenager need to be given more exposure so that to attract their interest in this issue so that they can make the change on the future.
Yeah, I agree with you, exactly on this part. Definitely, whatever like comes along, from action, definitely we have to first give them the awareness first. Same like what I've gone into. I wasn't aware of this environmental issue back then when I was your age. Probably I couldn't care as well. But right now, as I'm aware, of this issue, and and I'm seeing you guys making such a huge contribution in your school makes me feel like, is there all that I can do, or is there more of what I can do? So it actually makes me think. So of course, first I would like to say that you guys are actually the inspiration to your peers. So don't stop at what you are doing right now, even after you graduate from high school. Yeah, Shani, I know you are having SPM this year, but after SPM, continue to fight on, okay? To inspire more of your peers or even the younger generation or older generation. Same goes to Izzaty, okay? So having said that, um, I believe you guys are now the inspiration to your sister, your sibling, or even your friends. And I was just curious, like for yourself, who is the person who inspire you on this environmental issue? Who inspire you? Perhaps Shani, would you like to share?
Yeah, I would say it's my teacher and advisor. I admire her a lot because she's really inspiring and she's really wise and she has always been a really good role model to all of us. She possesses an excellent leadership skills, especially when it to the distribution of our work and also when it's time to celebrate. She can sacrifice her time and to prepare something for us to eat and to celebrate out.
Yeah.
Of course, we are not working on these issues for her, but she's willing to give up her time, to accompany us on all of the events that we have carried on. She's, she's really kind and respectable. And yeah, and because not only because that she has a lot of experience, but she also guide me along the way and also give me advices on whenever we face problems. And all I can say about her is that a great leader brings out the best in others. She's really like, she tries to bring out the best. She encourages us a lot just for us, when time that we feel very tired, we feel that we want to give up. She's really there for us to, to inspire, to motivate us towards the issues. And she's also the one who brought up the initiative of switching off the light and, waste management and compost.
That's time. Don't worry.
I remember once a very small issues, but I remembered for a very long time when I asked for a tissue paper from her. Subconsciously, she's looking for the tissue paper from her bag, and then after that, she looked at me, and then she's about to scold me because she said, "We are green school. How can we use tissue paper? How can we use this kind of thing? Go and wash your hand instead of asking for something, because when it's not really necessary, we can instead go for a long walk to wash our hands instead of asking for a tissue paper." And yeah, that is why I was like shocked by her spirit. Like she's really into the issues and she's really working on it. She has been, like show the role model to all of us. And yeah, that's about her.
Oh my God. I mean, I believe if I were you, probably I got scolded a few times already. But I believe, yeah, that's how you how to say that's how you get influence from that. Every day she reminds you, and not only she reminds you, she's actually walking the talk. If she can do, you can do as well. So the best example is by showing. The best way of changing a person is by showing the example, real life example. Agree. How about
She didn't scold me.
She didn't show you. She remind you.
Yeah, she's very kind.
I see. Oh, okay. Did I use the word scold? Remind, gentle remind. But did you happen to have sometimes like you remind her as well? No, every time she reminds. Okay. Perhaps in future there's one time maybe you can exchange different ideas. Then it's your turn to remind her. But I hope she's not on live with us now, huh? Okay. Anyway, yeah. Kudos to the teacher who actually go extra effort to influence the students. Yeah. How about you, Izzaty? Is it the same as Shani? Also, teachers that inspire you? Oh.
Yeah, for me, I think it is the teacher because most of the knowledge and exposure on this matter I gained in school. they always hold many activities and projects so that my friend and I can learn and understand things related to the environmental problem. They also always make me think and beware of the impact if I do not care or try to avoid this environmental problem from continuing. I also admire my teacher because they work really hard to ensure the success of a project. For example, as you can see right now, in our school there are many fertile crops and we can harvest the fruits when it's bearing fruit. For example, we have oyster mushroom, lettuce, pandan, neem, and more. And I, as a student, feel very excited because I live in a flat, so yeah, it's quite impossible for me to grow vegetable or fruits. But I have the opportunity at school and I see the process of growing each plant when I come to school. So without hesitation, I would say that my teacher is a person I listen to and respect in teaching me about environmental issues.
Agree. I mean, I did scroll and your Facebook and not your Facebook, your school Facebook, and I saw that a few times you guys actually pluck and harvest the
Yeah.
vegetable that you grow and
Mm.
celebrate. Sometimes you have any celebration. I mean,
Yeah.
wow. I mean, it definitely won't achieve that if no one actually put in the effort behind the scene to actually nurture them and take care of them. Yep. And I believe this one, I think both teachers and students both also chip in equal efforts in maintaining that. Both also want the same thing. That's why it happens. Yes. And in that case, if one day you are given this special power, okay, um, that you can actually convince everybody in Malaysia to adopt an environmental friendly habit. So what will it be? Perhaps Izati, would you like to share on this part? Let's say one day you're given this power.
I will convince everyone to practice frugality or saving. Although this practice seems to have nothing to do with environment, but in fact, it is the best way because in the mission to save the environment, we can also save our money, right? I would recommend this practice because I have a different perspective from other. Because a person who is frugal or want to save is actually indirectly trying to reduce everything he does in daily life. For example, he will reduce water consumption and will turn off the water tap while brushing his teeth, and he will also reduce his bath time. Next, he will also make sure the item he used can be used repeatedly so that he does not have to waste money on buying that same thing over and over again. He will also definitely use both side of paper if he use it, and he will also prefer cycling instead of driving a car as it can save on petrol costs and producing less carbon footprints. If observed carefully, the act is actually very good for the environment and also give benefit to the individual. So yes, I will convince everyone to be frugal in this matter and think twice and do the best for the sake of environmental care.
Thank you, Izati. Yeah, I mean, at your age, you're already thinking about, using, uh, seeing how you can actually save money by practicing environmental friendly habits. I mean, people at your age, how come people? I can't figure out. I mean, you guys are just way ahead from who I am last time, who I was last time. But yeah, I mean, correct. That's what we have been going through as well from people at my age, working adult. Yes, actually, I agree with what Izati said. The more you reduce, the more you practice this, actually helps you to save a lot of money. So you can see when you go to a bank, you can still see a lot of amount of money still there. Why? Not because you didn't spend or things are getting cheaper. No, things doesn't get cheaper. But because you don't need a lot of things suddenly when you realize that, like what Shani said, why need tissue when you can go to the tap and wash your hand, right? So tissue you can save out a lot already. Okay. But how about you, Shani? If you can convince everybody in Malaysia, what will that be? what will the habit be?
Okay, I would advise them to do waste segregation, which is also waste management. Because by the time you do your waste management, you're able to realize that, oh, how many trash that you have created daily or even weekly. And then you'll start to be aware that, wow, what can I do to reduce the usage of all these things? And actually, humans are the most intelligent creatures in the world. And then, before we throw something, we don't have to throw everything together and then, separate them
Correct.
again. We just have to think for 1 second before we throw. And is it a plastic? Is it a paper? Is it
Agree.
glass? Is it aluminium? Or is it something else? And no, we can differentiate all these things easily. And so it is very easy and it's not time consuming at all to do your waste segregation. And so by doing this, you actually start to be aware of, what can I do? And indirectly, you will start to reduce your electricity usage because you'll feel that, yeah, I don't have to switch on the light when it's not necessary, and as well as water. And so by doing so, it raises the awareness and conscience of people. And then, for example, we can just, bring along our shopping bag and containers wherever we go. And then we don't have to buy plastic cups and, plates, as I said just now. And you don't have to ask for a plastic bag either. And yeah, by the way, our government has made a really good effort in banning plastic straws. But there are still people who are using it because it is very convenient because you just have to throw it after you use. But why not we use a steel straw? Not only it is very clean and it is not harmful to the environment at all. And I used to be that kind of person who likes to use a lot of plastic products. So I understand how convenient it is to us. Like you don't have to bring along anything. You just go and ask for a new one and then throw it after you use it. You don't even have to clean it at all. But you know what? When I see how aquatic animals suffer from the plastic that we have created, I feel heartbroken. I feel that, yeah, I can feel the pain that, imagine we consume plastic daily and then we die due to suffocation because there are plastic all over in our body, in our stomach, in our, trachea and everything. So, and by the way, there are a lot of microplastics deep down inside the sea, which, the fish can eat, and then eventually it's going to go into us. So we are the one who is taking the impact of whatever we have done. And so I would encourage all of us to do waste segregation and, just to reduce energy usage when it's not needed that much. And I can't tell you how exactly it changes my life, but I want you to try. I wish for you to try on it because you can feel the change. And once you go on something, everything comes together and then you will start to really be aware, and you will start to care for the environment. Not only for us, but for our future generation. And so by doing so, we actually also start to appreciate whatever we have because we are so blessed to have everything that we want. But just that, are we really aware of that? Yeah, I think that's it.
Wow. You know what? After this Sembang session, please send in your resume. We will hire you to be our spokesperson and also Izzaty to be our spokesperson. Okay, for the state for this environmental project. Okay, no, yeah, I mean, yeah, waste segregation, how simple it is. Okay, and I believe there must be some value that you see in practicing this waste segregation. So after segregate, do you know that how does it actually work out or turns out from segregating the waste? What is the value that you see, Shani, that you want to encourage people in practicing this segregation?
Right, Don? Can you come in?
What is the value that you see that you will want to highlight and highly encourage people to segregate their waste? What is the value that you see, the result or the motivating factor?
By doing so, you realize that you don't have to buy a lot of things and you can actually reuse something, and then and then it's also good for the environment, because by the time you create something, it can be but not biodegradable, and then it will be the rubbish on the earth forever. And then it's because of you are the one who is using it, and it's gonna stay in the planet forever. And then, it won't go away.
Correct. Yep. I mean, actually, yes, like what you say, it won't go away. So a lot of people think that, they are so, probably they think that segregating waste takes a lot of time, but I don't know why. Actually, to me, it's just a few minutes. But actually, when we segregate out the waste, it actually when we reduce mixing up the waste, like let's say the dirty waste with those recyclable waste, it actually can help to increase the percentage of recyclable material get recycled. Like for example, plastic, all those. Imagine if you mix up with the food waste, it can't be, if we were to wash it, the recyclable waste, eventually it's going to take more effort and it's going to take more time, more money to actually treat those waste before we recycle them. So nobody will want to do that, right? So if we segregate from our end, those waste can actually put for good use. For example, they can make into chairs, they can be reused into something useful like what Izzaty showed the example, like a pot. And it's something useful and can last for a longer period of time rather than go into landfill. Yes, I mean, waste education, I don't know. There's nothing more we can educate further, really make it really easy for everyone to practice. And yeah, we hope everyone can get inspired by you guys and yeah, practice. Yeah, okay. So actually for that, what my side, I would like to know from about you guys. But perhaps I believe as we were sandbanging, I do have a lot of questions flowing in from our audience. Perhaps can we have the first question in from our audience? Yeah, we have question from Miss Hu asking, "Hello girls, can you share with us tips on how you influence your parents and older family members?" Because previously you have been sharing about how you influence your friends and yeah. So we would like to know, did your parents or family member actually change from what you have been practicing right now? Perhaps Izzaty, would you like to share on this part first?
Yeah, actually, if like me, right, if I'm doing all the things like bringing my own food containers or bringing my own bag to the shopping mall, my parents will, how to say, they will just directly will follow me. Like I'm the person who always ask my parents and remind them to bring their own water bottle and bring their own bag if you want to go to the shop, right? Because I just will tell them that it will save our money, right? Instead of buying plastic bag for 20 cents, we can just save our 20 cents day by day. We'll have a large amount of our 20 cents thing, So yeah, I just will do my things and I will, I'll say, the people will actually follow what we are doing because they are elders, right? So they will maybe feel shame if they are not doing the things that kids are doing. So yeah.
Yeah, correct. That's what I've been experiencing as well. Like, perhaps I started practicing bringing Tupperware to buy food, my food to tapao my food, and at first it's quite hard to advise or not to say advise, but to change my parents' habit. But after a while, actually, they will feel guilty when they tapao using plastic bags. They will like look at you and they say, "I'm sorry, I won't do that next time." Like it's funny to see that, but yeah, it's a good change, I would say. Yes, so yeah, if we can do, I think it's the best example we can show. It's we ourselves practicing it. Yeah. How about Shani? Do you perhaps have other way that you can change your parents' habits or yeah?
I think it's almost the same thing. Like I also show what am I doing instead of just say. Like how my teacher influenced me, we do it ourselves so that people will follow. Like if, for example, they don't do their waste management,
Waste segregation, I
so
think.
that yeah, so that when they throw things together, they feel guilt. Like why my girl is doing this and I'm not. And so
You're
yeah,
picking
that's
up for
how
them.
I. Mm.
Correct, correct. Did y'all happen to share with them like what are the things, the facts that you shared earlier on, like the global warming and everything? Do you share with them from time to time? So do they actually find interesting to learn more, to understand more, to listen to you guys, or does it actually end up how like yeah? Do they how do they respond when you were sharing the facts with them? Perhaps Izati?
Yeah, I always share with my parents. My parents is quite busy, right? So when they come back from their work, I will always say like, today, right, we plan tree at school. So I will explain to them like, this is actually good because I can experience it myself of growing plant and so on. And then they will actually respond to it like when I say I will bring my own food container and also my water bottle. So my mom start to buy the reusable water bottle for me. So that's how my parent reacts to me lah. And they will also bring their own bag if they want to go for grocery shopping because I repeatedly remind them to do it.
Yeah, yeah. Usually you would take some time to repeat, so that they can make it into a habit. But Sunny, like, do your parents find how to say it, annoying when you share the facts with them, or yeah,
I don't share facts because they are older than me. Of course, they have more experience than me and more intelligent than me. So I just do what I can do to show them that I'm really into this thing. So you must do that. You must try at least to do your waste segregation and all that.
I see. Okay. Yeah, I mean, action definitely still speak louder than words, but I believe, as you all mentioned earlier on, awareness is actually plays an important role in that also. When they see the reason behind, perhaps it will motivate them further to practice, give them another reason to practice, I would say. But yeah, I mean, feel free to explore your own way and share with us. We are still cracking our head and see how we can actually convey the message to them. Of course, we do have some elder people who is actually practicing better than us, and we are very keen to learn from them. But of course, to whoever we can reach out, people around us, as much as possible, we would like to influence them, right? So yeah, and that's a good question and also good answer from both of you. Perhaps I believe we still have another question from Charmaine asking, do you have any resources or Facebook page that you are spreading your word? Let us come and support you. I believe that part later we will share on the crawler below, Charmaine, on the school Facebook page. That's where they will share out all the activities that they do, and they do sell veggie on the Facebook page as well. I'm not sure they are selling to the public, but if they do, please do support them because all those they grow by themselves with tears, sweat, and blood. Do we have blood? No, right? Yeah. But yeah, hard work correct. So, and we have another question from Shin Aiki. She asked about what do you do if your elders are not supporting your action? For example, they think they bring a container to buy food is not convenient. But I believe what you guys have shared is by showing example, right? Like walk the talk as much as possible. Walk the talk. Then slowly remind them from time to time. I believe it will somehow change the habit. Perhaps do you guys have anything to top up for this question? If no, we'll move on. No. How about Shani? Yeah, she already showed you the example. Just brainwash them, carry water bottle wherever you go. When they want to buy something, remind them, okay? Pick up your water bottle and show them. Hello. Yeah. Okay. You want to share something, Shani? Okay. So, and we have one last question from Hui Jing, Miss Hu. How can we reduce our wants, example, bubble milk tea and new clothes, new gadgets? So many interesting and fun stuff out there. Yeah, I mean, do y'all also get attracted like, oh my God, now got new model of iPhone or I don't know, Android phone or I don't know what's the famous now. But yeah, do y'all get attracted like, hey, I want to change new phone also? Or bubble milk tea, new flavor coming out already. Do y'all get attracted? And how do y'all like overcome your wants? Perhaps Shani?
Don't overcome it. Just
No, overcome.
do it.
Go buy. Then
No,
settle
of course, when it's needed. But like for example, you said bubble milk tea, right? It reminds me that Tea Life is actually selling eco-friendly cup that you can buy it, you can drink your bubble and your water at the same time. So why not? It just costs around 4 ringgit, I think.
Correct,
And for example, like you want to buy new shirts and new gadget, right? You can give your old one to the people that need it the most, and then, no, you don't have to throw it away.
don't throw it away. Correct. I mean, yeah, be creative. Like, if you want that thing, be creative. Try to, as much as possible, reduce as much as you can. Don't make it into a waste first, and think how you can, make use of the things that you have, and yeah, then only you get something new with as much as possible reduce the waste that you generate lah. Yeah. How about you, Izzaty?
For me, it's okay to buy new things, but you need to know how to use it. And let's say lah, if you buy a new gadget, for example, iPad, the Apple iPad, right? Then you need to know how to use it. How to use it properly. For example, right, if you are having the iPad, you can use the iPad to take your notes instead of writing them on paper. So you can reduce the use of paper when you are actually writing your note in your iPad. And and writing notes on the iPad is actually very, very fun and easy because you can read it or take it anywhere that you want. So yeah, it's okay to buy the new things, but you need to know how to reduce the usage of other things. For example, if you want to buy new clothes, then what happened to the old clothes? Don't throw it away. You can just turn your old clothes to a bag, a shopping bag. You can do it. Just Google it, or you can see it on YouTube. Just Google.
Yeah, hello, Google it. Correct. I mean, what Izzaty is showing the example is that see in the longer term, okay? Don't see it as, oh, I buy iPad means I'm generating another waste. But in fact, you are actually saving paper, right? So a lot of things, yeah. I mean, if you are buying, let's say, a tote bag, okay? If you don't have tote bag, recycle bag, you want to buy, you buy. But even though you buy a new thing, but imagine you are saving a lot of plastic bags. So yeah, one can be something that is still environmental friendly, but make sure that you know the purpose why you're buying it. So instead of just buying it for the sake of beauty and nice and just for one-time use, make sure you buy it with a reason behind. Something that can help you to reduce more waste. Amazing. Oh my God. I mean, the way I don't feel like I'm, sembanging with a high school student. I feel like I'm sembanging with adult. I mean, you guys, the sharing that you guys gave and the things that you share, it's actually beyond what I could imagine. Your maturity and your involvement is something that I really amazed me, I would say. So yeah, yeah. We have the comment from Miss Hu. Wow, now I have a good reason to get a new gadget. But we need to make sure that we recycle e-waste properly. Yeah, there are plenty of ways we can recycle it properly. Just make sure that you guys search and don't hesitate to actually drop us a message to Green Council. We are more than happy to advise you how you can recycle them properly, all those things that can be recycled. And you can see as below the crawler actually is the Facebook page of the school. So if you want to know more of the activity, feel free to follow them on this Facebook page. I will share it on the comment below later. So with that, we are coming to an end for our Sembang session. And thank you very much, everyone, our audience, for participating in a Q&A session. And I'm not sure about you guys, but I myself definitely motivated and inspired by this girl. And I'm ready to do something, make a change in my lifestyle again, like right now. So, and with that, I want to do a simple and final remark that our youth today is leaders tomorrow. This is one of the most effective tools to combat the destructive potential of our climate change. is to invest in and educate our younger generation. And kudos to those proactive youth like Izzaty and Shan Nee, and parents, educators who recognize the importance and willing to invest their time in this environmental education. And we sincerely hope more and more Izzaty, mini Izzaty and mini Shan Nee can pop up, okay, from your school and from everywhere to step out to be the agent of change among your the peers, because you guys are the future, and your voice are incredibly important. So don't forget this point. I hope you all can continue to fight on, even though you graduate from high school, okay? Carry on wherever you go, okay? And even in future, if you become a mother, a parent, or become an adult, continue to influence more people. And yeah, and like I said, if those of you who want to find out more about the activity, feel free to log into the Facebook page as stated in the caller below. And okay, and also if you would like to find out more, as I mentioned, they are our Penang Green School Awards winner in 2019. If those of you from school right now, you are watching and you have yet to came across or find out more about this Penang Green School, you want to find out more about this Penang Green School Awards, please do feel free to drop us a message in the comment below. We will connect with you soon. And thank you once again, Izzaty and Shan Nee, for your time. And I don't want to hold you any longer, so that you can go back to the school, rejoin your friend, okay? Thank you so much, and I hope to connect with you again in future. So perhaps you guys can take a break behind the stage first while we continue to announce some of the future programs. See you guys soon.
Thank you, Kim.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay. So for those of you who are still with us, don't leave yet. I still have some announcement to make. First, of course, I would like to thank everyone, as well as my colleague, for supporting us since our very first Sembang session. Even though today is our last Sembang session, but we still have a lot of programs available for everyone to participate and learn. Okay, and let me just share with you one of our upcoming webinar, which will be held on this Thursday, 10 a.m. to discuss about protecting Penang's water and biodiversity topic. So it will be hosted through Zoom. So do remember to register yourself to get the link. And apart from that, we also have experts from CMAX coming to share their research and some of the facts they have found out, and it's really interesting. So do remember to sign up, yeah? Apart from that, we are also offering our very first online training of trainers workshop. Through this workshop, we hope to enhance our participant ability to facilitate environmental education program by showcasing the best practices as teaching strategy, so that everyone can teach about environment from wherever you are, okay? And yeah, who is welcome to join for this workshop? Everyone above 18 who is interested in this environmental education, preferably with minimal experience in environmental education program. So do register and grab your seat by 19th of October, because that is the closing date. Okay? So if these two programs are not your cup of tea, don't worry. We still have more interesting programs available on our Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and website. So like I said, type in Penang Green Council and you can find us everywhere. Yeah, probably not everywhere, but the one that I mentioned. Do follow us and like us and get the latest update. And that's all from me. Thank you, everyone, and stay safe. We hope to see you guys in person real soon. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Don't worry, the last session, if you can't follow, we will just type it in. You can find on our Facebook page. That's the whole point, right? We want you to visit our Facebook page. Okay. We'll see you real soon. Bye, everyone.